Yes, people, we're back. We are doing a Liverpool keep or sell edition. Um, you may ask, why is Arne Slot on it? I actually don't know. So, I found this and I thought, I'm going to do a keep or sell Liverpool edition ahead of the transfer window this summer. It's international break. There's no football on. It's dead. Why not do a keep or sell Liverpool edition? So, first man up, keep or sell Alisson. Obviously, keep Alisson. Has had a good season. Alisson has still got, in my opinion, easily 2-3 more years left at Liverpool. I know Liverpool have brought in Madavashvili. His contract is up in 2027. Either Liverpool run that contract down, or they sell him next summer. But I don't think we sell him this summer. If we sell him this summer, then wow, that's where I'm worried about too much change, in my opinion. Next up, Connor Bradley. We're keeping that lad. I mean, look, Connor Bradley could actually be the only right back at the club this summer, depending on what happens with Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, yeah, obviously keep him. I think he's a baller. I think he's got very much a good potential. I don't think he's ready for first team football, like as in week in, week out, trying to challenge for trophies and stuff, and that's nothing on him. He'll get that. He's just not had the minutes and the experience to be able to do that, and he has picked up a couple of injuries, which hasn't helped him, to be honest. Next up, Chiesa. That's a tough one. If Chiesa was actually being used, I would actually keep him, to be honest, because when he's played this, or when he's been given the fucking chance, and come on, he's looked good. He's scored what he's on. I think he's on 2 goals. He's actually looked good. I remember he played against Southampton in the cup, looked lively. Played Accrington in the cup, looked good and scored. Scored against Newcastle in the cup final, really good goal. And he always looks like he's trying to fight for the shirt, showing a bit of passion. He brings in a bit more direct play with his game rather than some of the other forwards when he came on. But if we're not going to use him, then what's the point? He's on like 140 grand a week. To be honest, I'm selling him. That's nothing on him. I just don't think the manager fancies him, to be honest. And that's my reasoning why I'm selling him. If the manager was going to use him, I would 100% keep him. Just want to get that in there. But for a player that's 140 grand a week that's just not playing, that wages could go to a Van Dijk, a Trent, a Salah. Do you know what I mean? Next up, Curtis Jones. I'm keeping him. I mean, look, I think Curtis, he's finally continuing from last season where he's getting those minutes. A couple of years ago, Curtis was outside the squad with injuries. He looks like he's kind of like overcome those problems. And when he's played in the midfield as a 10, as an 8, double pivot, or a 4-man midfield, or even on the left at times, he's always been good. I think he's had a good season, to be honest, Curtis Jones. And I'm hoping he can keep progressing, because how old is he? Curtis Jones is 24. Yeah, I'm keeping him. Next up, Darwin Núñez. Yeah, I mean, there's no point trying to fight this one. I think Darwin is gone either way, to be honest. No matter what you think of him or what you want him to stay or not, he is going to be gone this summer. Simple as that. Next up, Dominic Szoboszlai. We keep him. It looks like Arno loves Szoboszlai. He's the man that starts the press in the midfield. He has that physicality and the engine about him. And Szoboszlai is very much needed and important to how we play in the slot system. I'll be shocked if we sell him, so we keep it in Dominic. Next up, man like Wataru Endo, Japanese Messi. I'm keeping you, mate. Endo has proven a point. to the manager that he can play a role this season. Come on, with 15, 20 minutes to go. And yeah, and look, we're not really going to get much for Endo, so there's no point really selling him. He's not on mad wages. For a bit part player that can come in and do like a James Milner role, I feel like you need those players in your team. And he's played a part this season in us potentially win the league, so I'm keeping man like Endo. Next up, Cody Gakpo. We're keeping you, mate. I mean, this summer looks like Liverpool are going to be selling a lot of attackers. He's one of the two that I want to keep. He's solidified that left wing slot when he is fit. He's been injured for the past couple of weeks. Hopefully, he can get back in and get back into form because he's actually picking up a couple of goals, a couple of assists, and he's better than Diaz. I mean, I remember when Klopp used to play him as like an 8 and a striker. He's none of those, man. He's a left winger. When we play him in his left wing role, he shows his capabilities and his abilities. Next up, man like Joey G, man. A bit of I have a soft spot for him in a way where, like, he's been in the club for what, like 9, 10 years now. He was, yeah, man. Had a lot of injuries. It's just not his fault. ACLs in both legs. To be able to come back from that mentally, you have to commend him. He hasn't had nowhere near the minutes of compared to like previous seasons. Again, due to injuries. And to be honest, it's one of the reasons why I'm selling him. It's nothing on him as a player when he's good. It's just the injuries and the consistency, and I feel like we can get a bit of cash for him this summer. That's the reason why. Next up, man like Ryan, keeping you, mate. Brilliant season, brilliant up until you could argue late January, early February. I think like he's just run out of steam. Gravenberch's gone from playing literally no first team football to then literally playing every week. Physically, that's going to play a big part on you, and we heavily rely on him. He's barely been given rests. When I'm like, just come on, man, take him off. He's knackered, he's dead. And I feel like he's just going to constantly get better. And a lot of people criticise Gravenberch as a signing, but this season he's proven why Ryan Gravenberch signed for Liverpool. So I'm keeping him. Next up, man like Harvey. Again, it's a similar one to the Chiesa. If the manager was to play him and find a suitable role for him, I'm keeping him. But I'm selling Harvey just due to the fact of the price. And the manager doesn't fancy him. So again, why I don't want to keep players at my football club that's just not going to get minutes. Harvey provides a different dimension and an option for Liverpool. But ultimately, if he's not going to get, he's had a couple of minutes, couple of bit of game time in the past like week or two, but that's just not enough for the course of the season. And ultimately, it is one of the reasons why I'm a big Harvey Elliott fan. Again, if this was Jurgen Klopp where Harvey was actually playing a lot more, I'm keeping him. But honestly, it just doesn't seem in his plans. And he has had an injury at the start of the season, which kind of really fully knocked back that, which is probably a reason why, again, he's not had the minutes, probably due to the injury he got, and obviously he's recovering from it. But yeah, it all depends on price with Harv. Next up, man like Jota. This is a difficult one. Jota, you take away his finishing and his abilities, he's pretty average, in my opinion. He's good on left foot, right foot, header, whatever. But Jota this season, man, we praise him for his goal output. We praise him for when he comes back to injury, he can get up to speed really quickly, and it doesn't affect him as compared to other seasons. 2 seasons ago, Jota was up there with a golden boot. And now, I don't think he's on no more, in all comps, I don't think he's on more than 5 goals this season. And again, for the price and the wages that we could possibly get, it's probably a reason why you maybe look to sell him. Again, if Jota could show me what he's good at, with his age and his injuries, man, and I feel like we can get 50 million for Jota, you're probably taking it. Next up, Queven Kelleher. If it was up to me, I'd keep him, but he's got a year left on his contract. Madara Ashley's coming as a backup. You might as well get the money in for him. I love Queen Bean. He's going to go to a club and he's going to get his first team football that he deserves. Unfortunately, it's just a shame he's competing up against the best in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'll go to a Newcastle or a Chelsea where he's been linked with, and he'll show why he's a quality goalkeeper, man. Because, yeah, love Queen, but unfortunately, I do think he will be sold. Next up, man like Ibu. I'm keeping Ibu. Simple as that. Again, I actually don't think he's particularly a slot centre-back in my sense, in terms of playing the ball out. Ibu has had a good season. Again, the only thing I can really only criticise Ibu with is he'll go on these stupid runs like Matt did, lose the ball, and then go make a foul. And I'm just like, what are you doing? A bit of maturity with Ibu wouldn't help, but top CB, man. Him and Virgil's one of the best centre-back partnerships in the league, so yeah, I'm keeping him. Next up, Lucho. I'm keeping Lucho. No, probably selling him, just due to the fact him, Jota and Darwin combined, I don't think having more than 5 goals in over 40 games. That is no, not good enough. I think Diaz, take away his scoring and getting involved in the play, I don't think he's actually a bad footballer. He works hard and stuff, but he don't beat his man, and he can lose the ball when he tries to do something with it. And at times, and that's when the other teams will go and counter attack and score. Do you know what I mean? So I think Lucho will be sold this summer to Barcelona. That's my opinion. I mean, he's been at Liverpool now for what, 3.5 years already? Wow. Mac 10 up there, we're one of Liverpool's best players this season. Obviously, we're keeping Mac. He's our best midfielder by a mile, in my opinion. Absolutely no reason to sell McAllister. Brilliant season from him. Next, I'm keeping Mo. Now, this is based off not whether I think these players will stay or not. This is based off players that I would keep. So, yeah. Mohamed Salah, best player in the Premier League, best player for Liverpool this season. Best player up there within the world with the likes of Dembele, Rafinha, Yamal and all that. But it's a shame, man, he might leave on a free. Absolutely disgraceful and disrespected. But yeah, Mo, I hope you stay. Next up, interesting one. Jarell Quansah, links with a move last summer. Potentially could have gone to Newcastle, not had the game time and the minutes this season. It's an interesting one with Quansah. If a decent price comes in, do Liverpool sell him? With Virgil potentially leaving, Konate being linked to PSG, Gomez is potentially going. Quansah's only the real recognised centre-back, so we have no option but to keep him. Next up is Andy Robertson. Robbo, he has had a very mixed season. He hasn't been great, but there's been at times where he has put in a shift. He has been good. But with his injuries now, he's picking up, and his age, I don't think Liverpool will sell him. I think Liverpool let him run down his contract. until next season, because I think Liverpool bringing a left back. By that point, I think we're going to get a backup left back next year. And again, that's another hole that Liverpool need to fill. Well done, FSG. Fucking cracking job. But I'm keeping Robbo just due to the fact we're going to speak about this man in a minute. Next up, Trent Alexander-Arnold keep. Same with Mohamed Salah, same situation. I want to keep him. I don't think if he was to go, as it stands, there's no right back that does what he does. There's no right back. There's not many really good right backs. Like, in the right back market that is achievable and able to get, in my opinion. We've been linked to Jeremy Frimpong. I mean, you got the level of like the Spencers you could go and get from like a Spurs. I'm just like, oh god. I pray, man, he signs that contract. But yeah, wonderful footballer. Next up, Kostas Tsimikas. Tsimikas will be sold this summer. If Tsimikas doesn't get sold this summer, I will be absolutely shocked. I'll be like, wow. There is not a world where Tsimikas survives Liverpool this summer. I think out of him and Robertson, Tsimikas is probably maybe easier to sell. You know, he hasn't had as much injury problems. He's younger than him. I could see a club taking a Costas for maybe a 15 or 20 million, to be honest. I think Tsimikas is interesting. The thing is with Tsimikas, I actually feel like he's better naturally suited to a slot system. But he's just so mid. So mid. When he first came to Liverpool, he was actually really good. There was a point in period where Robbo picked up an injury, and Tsimikas had to fill in like a 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, and he was really good. And for about 2 years now, he has just off a cliff. Yeah, I think Tsimikas will be sold this summer. Virgil van Dijk, obviously keep. You know, he's the best centre back in the world, best centre back at Liverpool. I still think he's got 2-3 more years left to the game. Since his injury, he's got back to himself. Why we're letting him run down his contract, I don't know. That's just another topic for another day. But yeah, Virgil van Dijk, I'm obviously going to keep. And obviously Arne Slot. I don't know why Arne Slot was actually on it, to be honest. So yeah, the players I've decided to sell is Chiesa again, just due to minutes. I don't think the manager fancies him. Darwin, he's gone. Gomez is just down to minutes and injury, I think, for about 30 million. It's probably worth selling. Same with Jota. Harvey, again, similar situation to Chiesa. I just don't think the manager fancies him, and I think Liverpool will look to probably maybe cash in on 30, 40 million this summer with the reports of a big change, Paul Joyce says. Kareem Keller, again, he's got a year left on his deal. Mavrashuli's coming in. It just makes sense to probably cash in and get 30, 40 million. Diaz, I just think he's going Barca, and Tsimikas, so there's no way he survives this summer. Absolute players I like to keep is Alisson, Conor Bradley, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, Endo, Gakpo, Gravenberch, Kanate, McAllister, Salah, Kwanzaa, Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, and obviously, yeah, again, I don't know why Arnold was on there, but yeah. So that is the team of players that I want to keep. If you notice, I know players like Ben Doak, Jaden Dances aren't on there, but we're talking like senior players here. Also, I think Ben Doak could be an interesting one that some of Liverpool actually sell him, because obviously he's actually had a really good loan spell to Middlesbrough this season. I've spoken to a few Middlesbrough fans online, and they say the guy's a baller. He's a talent. I've tuned in a couple of times, watched a couple of bits. I think that could be a really interesting one if Liverpool like to keep him around and promote him and use him next season, or they just think, look, we can cash in here and get easy 30, maybe 20, 30 million. So, yeah, I do think there's going to be a massive change. And to be honest, there could be a few more on the keep that could very much go. You could very much potentially see. I think Kwanzaa is an interesting one, to be honest. I would actually honestly keep an eye on Kwanzaa potentially leaving. Not due to him as a player. I got a feeling. But yeah, that is my keep or sell Liverpool edition. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe. We're on the road to 800. Take care.